Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM23. This is Lions episode 51. We're into another phase of just getting through and trying to earn points and possible good results to help boost the sponsor confidence, which is still on the edge. First up today is the Classic du Ventoux. So we're heading up Ventoux today. Massive race. And we've come into this one without any specific objectives for. Actually, you know what? I think I kind of threw in some objectives for today because tomorrow on the calendar we do have our last 1-star objective, and it just kind of fit into the calendar right, where we were able to isolate that event for a number of riders, and therefore we've got guys, lots of them on fitness peaks. In fact, 6 of the 7 riders that are here have an expected +5 today. We have an expected +30 as a group, and we've damn near hit it. Johannes Dalek was the one guy who was a neutral 0, and so he ended up with a -1 today as we go over the first climb. Already a couple riders split off the back. Definitely there's some tired legs from that first climb, but you can see that we're doing just fine. Let's go ahead and get water for the first time here. Johannes Dalek will be the ultra domestique of the day, as he's the weak man. But of all those +5s, there's a +3. Those 2 riders, Johannes Dalek and Benia Messias, combined have a -3. Out of 5 +5s, guaranteed somebody drew a +1. We just don't see it. So this has got to be the best race day condition that I have seen, that I've managed to get in ages. That's only a 1 pro race, and there is quality here. I mean, there's absolute quality here. Some of the world's best teams, some of the world's best climbers. Samuels is on the list of favorites, but he's not at the top of the list. But with the +5, surrounded by +5s, we've got to make the most of this one. At the very least, we should be on the podium. I think we should be in contention for a win today. I'm hoping we can pull it off, because that would be that plus that we need to secure things before we head into that 1-star objective tomorrow with largely these same riders, or maybe the entire same set. First climb of the day was the easy one, and the next 2 are going to be rather difficult. We did get mostly recovered from that first one. This long, gentle uphill slope that we've been on has taken its toll. We're getting a little descent here. We'll get a little recovery and nearly get back to full strength. All but Johannes Dalek. So that's good. Peloton's back together. 11 riders in the break. Only a 3-minute advantage for them. I have 3 riders today with an 80 mountain rating or better. I have multiple support climbers that are in that 77, 78 range, the Samuels range. Now, this alone does not put us beyond everybody else. That's why we're not necessarily favorites yet. We have depth. We have a mountain rating that I am very unaccustomed to in this series. It's a good rating. It's absolutely, without a doubt, a very good rating, and it's much better than we're used to, and we should be able to do more with it. But scratching the surface of 80 mountain obviously is what it's going to take to get some wins, but it still doesn't necessarily put us as, oh yeah, hands down, you're the best rider today. Remember, we were only partly onto the list of favorites. We were in the middle of it. There's quite a few riders above us that have 80+ mountain rating as a base, with the difficulty bonus of a +4 to that mountain rating makes them that much better. So we might be adding a +5 to our 78, which we are. Samuels, his +5 race day condition is giving him a +5 mountain. That 85 stamina, huge boost. Right? It's putting us on the front foot, not on the back foot. It's great. Love it. It's given us a chance. But it does not just suddenly propel us to hands down favorites, because the other guys are already there. They already have those bonuses. Now we're just on a level pegging. I tend to be pretty good beating riders on a level pegging. Most of the time. Most of the time. But no guarantees. Johannes Dalek. We are nearing the top here, but not quite there yet. I think we've still got a little bit to go. I have a feeling he's going to get dropped. Looks like everybody else might just make it, though. Peloton is beginning to shrink. Riders are getting dropped. So close to the top. So close to the top. I think he might just make it and recover, which means we'll be at full strength. And I still did not expend. Yes, he has made it over the top. Whew, what a height. What a dizzying height that is right there. All right. Once I get a little bit of recovery into him. Oh, field just split. Field just split. Let's make that contact again. There it is. Oh, there it was. It keeps splitting just right in front of Johannes Dalek. There we go. Now he's back in a position. Now he can go get water. There's half a descent still to go. I would have liked to have gotten that closer to the top, but we're down to just 54, 96, something in contact. The water desperation mode is on, and Johannes Dalek still has not gotten water. Gosh, he just very, very, very slowly drifted back to right where he had been at the beginning of the descent, and then slowly gets there. Fortunately, he and most of his teammates, he's nearly fully recovered. His teammates are all fully recovered as we head down. We'll get him reset to protect Samuels in a moment. The last rider who needs water. There you go. And protect. Excellent. Full strength, full team, 96 in the peloton. One last climb to go, and fatigue's starting to set in. I mean, there's like green bar wise, we are at about that halfway point for everyone. It's going to start taking its toll, but that means a lot of riders are going to start heading up that climb with a lot less in their legs than what we're going to have. They're not going to be at their maximums right now. We just have high stamina today, kind of across board with all those plus fives, and that's really what's going to give us a shot. So the last 5 riders of the original 11 rider breakaway remain off the front, right where they were with a 3-minute gap. Over this length of climb, over this difficulty of climb, that's not going to offer them much. That's not going to offer them much. They're very likely to get caught, but it's not a guarantee. It's definitely not a guarantee, but we're looking at a 19-kilometer climb, 8.1%, 1,907 meters of climbing up Mont Ventoux. Okay, it's time to put our climbing legs down. We want to hold position right near the front. Oh, the field just split too. 64 riders. McLean, this is going to get the acceleration going. That's what we want. We want to just chase normal for a while. We're not even on the steeper slopes yet. Just 5% for now. 53 chasing a front 4. 16K. We have the firepower to sprint train this thing and take control of this race. And that's what I'm loving about these plus 5s today. To put the others under pressure. Because they might have those leaders that are outstanding, but they tend to not use the same tactics that we will, and it gives us an opportunity. We're going to start with Johannes Dalek now on his gel. You can see we're already kind of digging into the red bar for these domestiques as we chase down those front guys. McLean continues to ride on Ortega. And then those last couple breakaway riders, we're looking at 13K. For me, on a climb like this, with the number of riders that I have, I kind of want to take over at about 10K. But we've got to keep an eye on this. This is starting to go out. It's going out fast. So we're going to take control a little early, 12K. This guy does not have firepower and nobody else is coming forward. So if we don't do anything now, these guys are going to just ride away, 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 away. So it is time. Let's start with an 85 because we know we have a very solid mountain rating, and that's what we're going to use. Already A lot of fatigue in the legs, which is why I didn't want to do anything yet. I'd like to keep these guys protected that little bit longer. I think Shimway, yeah, he's our number 2 guy. Matoni is our number 3 guy. Is it Arengana? Yes, Arengana, and then Mulebron, and then Bidia Messias. So all the +5s, and then +3s. That's the beauty of what we are getting here today. Johannes Dalek, he's only a 71 mountain, but he's also just a 70 medium mountain, so it is what it is on that climbing rate. What just happened? Why are we Bidia Messias struggling to get in? Oh, Johannes Dalek's already done. Let's go with Mulebron, then Bidia Messias because of the positioning here. Johannes Dalek's done. We're already going backwards. Bidia Messias, are you going to be any good for me? Are you going to do anything? No, you're not. Drop to the back. Break toe. Gel. 10K. So this is still not the... Others have stepped up here, but it's too late now. We've already formed up. Here comes the next attack. There's Yates. I got a gel. 9K. Field has split massively. We're looking at just 10 riders chasing these front guys. Mulebron gets us to 8.3K. Arengana's only going to lead for a moment. Matoni needs to gel, and those guys are not going to make it 8K. Like, we got to back off a little bit. But the field has split. Like, there's only 10 riders left here. 9 riders left here. Dropping like flies. Arengana is done. Okay, Matoni taking over. Very little left in the legs, and a whopping 7.5 hard kilometers still to come. We have a front 4. Let's check in on what we have up here. Ortega, 78 medium mountain, but this is very much mountain rating territory. Nobody's going to be able to push that hard, so he's a 74. Bonamore, Tolit, Roland's the one that's a threat. He's 80, 77 stamina, so 84 mountain rating for him. That's the guy who's leading the way and making life very difficult on us. Here's McLean, who's probably going backwards by this point because he's already done his attack and expended his chance. Rubio's hanging with us. Storer, Vanderbecken, and then Arengana getting dropped. So only, I'd say, oh, and there goes Vanderbecken as well. Rubio. I've got 2 other contenders, really. That's what's left of this thing. But we're looking at 7K and just trying to make contact with those front guys. So backing off a little bit more for Matoni. And now I want Matoni to continue to lead for a little while. What can he do pace-wise? As long as we keep these guys really close and keep them working. Matoni leading the way gives Samuels a little bit of a chance. Shimway, gel kicks in. These guys aren't working too hard. Let me take just a second, get them all on auto. Yeah, McLean's dropped. Rubio's still hanging with us, though. We've caught Ortega. 26 seconds, 25 seconds. As long as he can hold the gap for a good kilometer or so, we will do that. It's slowly drifting out, but it's only gone out by about 10 seconds, 15 maybe. So we'll take it down to 3. Still, no, the gap's staying the same. Gap's staying the same right now. So take it down to 2.5. Okay, now a Shimway. Let's gel up for Samuels. Oh, we split off everybody else. Yes. There we go. Shimway is going to now take control, and even with just an 80, should be able to instantly put some distance on these guys. Matoni, go auto. And he's dropped, and Shimway makes contact with the front group. 2K. Hold. So Bonamore, Tollett, Roland's still leading the way. He's been doing all that work. Ashimwe is now supporting Samuels, 1.7k. Mutoni is still going his max, and yeah, he's got just that little bit in the tank there. 1.3 Ashimwe, 1k, setting up Samuels. And Samuels does not ride clear. He splits off Ashimwe, 500 meters. Oh, he's out. Sprint. Is he going to take the win over Roland? He does. Roland was done just as well. We got the win. We got the win, folks. Ashimwe gets 5th. Mutoni's going to get 6th. So a 1-5-6 result. Roland was tough, but with teammates, and that was the key here, with teammates, we got to him. He was done by that point. All we had to do was get in front. They had similar climbing capability at that point. Arangana gets 16th, so we get another high-placed finish there. Molebron's going to get 18th. That win has provided what I'd say is about a 3% boost to the sponsor confidence. We're about 4% in the clear now. But with 2 one-star races left, both stage win requirements, there's still a chance for it to fall off. A failure would do that. Slovenia, very next day, 5 days of racing, 3 sprint stages. We're not built as sprinters, so we've got 2 opportunities with essentially the same team we just raced with, largely on +5s. I like our chances, but only 2 opportunities to try to claim a victory. Based on the game mechanics, I could literally win all 5 stages and still see our sponsor confidence drop from what we've seen of late. Reason being, we don't have popular riders. Now, our most popular rider is Samuels. He's here. He's popular. But it doesn't seem to be making a significant difference as we're going to prepare for the climb to come a little bit early as I'm talking, and might blow right past it if I don't. We'll go all the way up to 85 here. The prospect of dropping while succeeding sucks. But here's the thing. With a stage win objective, you win a stage. What is a step above that, right? If your objective is top 10, a step above is a top 5. You can have a super success, and that would offset, and you would actually see an increase. But if the objective is top 10 and you get 10th, we've noticed of late, as 3 guys are taking off here. Do we need to respond to this, or is somebody else going to? UAE? All right, keeping him in check. With that type of objective, a placement one. Nope, this is riders going away. We're going to have to put somebody on the front, like a Mutoni, who could just go in 85. Ashimwe, just protect Molebron now instead. Let's keep those guys in check. Others can chase after the climb, during the climb itself. Tony has good pace. Mostly. There's still 4 riders off the front. Do they include proper favorites like Nans Peters? Kind of, yeah. All four of them are fairly dangerous. Anyway, with a stage win objective, you can't exceed it. You can't go beyond it. So you win a stage, you succeed, but without the popularity, we could lose a % or 2, or 3, or 4. That's a tricky and slippery slope, because it doesn't matter whether you win 1 stage or 5 stages. There is no super success for winning multiple stages. So our hands are a bit tied on that matter as we get our last uphill slope before we take on the finale. And we got a split with Mutoni going clear. Samuels didn't want to keep pace there. Benia Messias. As much as I want Mutoni to just go off and do this thing, no, we want support. So So Matoni sit on, and then Benita Messias, your turn now to randomly take this thing up, and let's just get these guys. They're fine. They have plenty of energy. Right at 93. See, now we're seeing another little attack support thing. That's weird. They're behaving weird today. It's 9K though, so I think really we should be forming our train. Just 39 in the peloton. Chasing the front four. Matoni is here. We'll figure out where to put him in the line. It's awfully short, so we're going to just flat out 99. Let me get you up to a 99. Get you second in the line. 33 seconds to the front four. No let up, so Benita Messias is already done. So on to Matoni and on to the gel for Arengana. Inside 5K, but it's a punchy finish. So it's not like a regular sprint on that part. And those front four have been caught, and now we're getting out front with Mason, the number 1 jersey wearer. Very punchy guy, 79 base. Now leading the way. 2.8K, we're about to begin climbing, and I want to get down to where we're with our leaders. So we're going to move on to Arengana, and Matoni drop to the back. Okay, Arengana does not have the pace Shimway does, so on to a Shimway. 1.6. This is going to be 99 all the way to the finish, so gel for these guys. Probably should have done that a little bit earlier, but you can see his 99 is taking its toll. Johannes Dalek, 500 meters. And we've got 3 guys that can sprint it out, 300 meters. He's already sprinting, and we're not going to catch him. We're not going to get the stage win today. Zana just too damn fast. Like, we're going 99 side by side, and then he's doing it on his own, right? He's got no support. We're seeing how fast a 99 is draining things down for our guys. Even the ones that are fifth wheel, 99 is dropping them down rather fast. And then Filippo Zana still had enough energy, even after doing his own, to outsprint us. So, yep, he clearly had the race day condition that gave him some incredible stamina. 4, 5, 6, 7. No bonus time. There will be some gaps, though. It sets us up a little bit for the GC, but we've only got one more opportunity to grab a stage. This one was a pure puncher stage, and it was a short enough climb, as you saw, that Filippo Zana, completely on his own without any support, was able to not only maintain a pace beside our lead-out guy, who's literally going a 99, and we're seeing that red bar drain ridiculously fast. He was still then able to have enough left to even sprint at the end. So no +5s for us today. Let's hope the next stage is a little more challenging, because we have the support riders to handle something a little more challenging to offset what an individual can do on a stage like this. Final chance, definitely a more favorable profile for a team success versus the individual success that stage 2 was really set up for. Already down to 81 in the peloton, already a lot of fatigue, a hard chase, 5 riders in the break, not a guarantee that they're going to be caught. The breakaway, the 5 riders, that gap's coming down pretty slow, and we're seeing just that undulation leading to little splits, but it's yo-yoing. There's still enough firepower to bring it back. I've got to go ahead and step things up on our ability to hold our position here, especially with this little hill to come. But then you got a double climb here at the end, just a little descent. That descent's not going to allow to any recovery. It's going to allow your heart rate to come down, but I don't think that it's going to do anything to support anything else. So 21K to go. And you are seeing some riders trying to do something, and that tempo is definitely impacting the peloton. It's splitting it off. It's yo-yoing a lot as guys can't quite keep up and guys are on their last legs, but those 2 riders that have attacked are 5 seconds away and caught. 15K. We want to be in our train before the climb, but only just. 13K now. That little descent will kind of tick off a couple kilometers on what it is, but it's time. We're coming up on just under 4K from the top of the first climb, and then you got a little false flat, and then it's going to drop down. I wish I could scan that over. That's the one thing about having my face cam where it is, that it does cover these expanded views, so you only get the smaller mini map. But we're talking about black and red for the climbs. The very, very finish eases off in the final maybe 500 meters, maybe 400 meters. 12K, that's a fair bit of climbing, so we do want to set maybe about an 87-ish. Benio Messias, he's going to go first. Gel, Anangata, Matoni get through the climbers, and then we'll get into the more faster guys. Johannes Dalek is a weaker one, so we'll save him for that early phase. And then let's see, Samuels, Molbron, Shimway will go in between. So just 33 riders left, though the others are right behind. They might regain contact still. And the 5 riders are down to a minute 13. Not trying to do it on climb number 1 necessarily, but we're going to have to go a little bit harder than an 87 with Benio Messias. He's a mountain rating guy, so dropping away from that mountain rating is not good for him. Red bar wise, it's doing damage to the teammates, but nothing severe. And that little descent will give them a chance, a small chance to get at least a little recovery in onto Arengana. And we're approaching the top of this one. We're down to 1 rider left off the front. Tony Gel. Arengana gets to the false flat, but Matoni's going to have to take over. Arengana, go ahead and drop back. Benio Messias is done. And we're down to 26, chasing 1. And we've caught him. That's going to finish the false flat. Matoni, will he be able to keep pushing? We're down to 21 riders. Yes. We're going to keep on pushing with Matoni because he's going to handle the descent. That gives me 4 riders for about 2.5K. So gel for everyone now. This sets us up well. Some riders are going to have plenty left, some are not. Okay, on to Johannes Dalek. 2K. We could do about a 95. Maybe 93. He's doing a little too much damage to his teammates here. 19. 1.3K. 1K, starting to speed up a little bit. A Shimway is going to fade here. I want you to sprint. Okay, here comes the same Filippo Zana issue from before. 900 meters. Is Johannes Dalek going to get any acceleration? He's sprinting. A Shimway, Molebron, they're absorbing it right now. But here comes the other guys. Molebron starting to come through. Sprinting. Samuels does not have enough to catch these guys. 300 meters. Here we go again. Same thing as before. It's going to be a failure. It's a really good race. I mean, there's only 9 riders here. It's going to be good for the GC, but Zana is too strong. The lot. This time it's, instead of a 4-5-6, it's a 5-6-7-8. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're thereabouts, but without +5s like we did at Mont Ventoux. We just didn't quite have the strength. Which, by the way, those weren't terrible draws, those last 2 stages, but they weren't good draws. The +5s were no longer the expected, even though it's only been a few days that they're tailing off on their fitness peaks. None of them have ended, but our overall expected 2 stages ago, that last one, that short little punchy finish that Zana took, and clearly he's going to win the overall. That was oh gosh, what did we expect? Plus 22. We ended up with about a plus 14. So that's a harsh -8 draw. There was no plus 5s. So it was a solid -8 draw. Today it was down to about a plus 14. I didn't count, but I'd say we were probably about a plus 11 or 12, maybe even a 13. So it wasn't a bad draw. It was pretty neutral as far as draws go, but the 2 days were both roughly around that same point. So a bit off, just a bit off. And without those bonuses, we had some bonus, but it wasn't quite enough. It's like we could just about handle everybody else, but Felipe Zana was really on it, clearly, for these. You add the bonuses, he's looking at 81s and 80s, 79s for his 3, mountain, medium mountain, hills ratings. But clearly he was on some sort of fitness peak, or at least plus 3s, 4s for him that gave him that much more, gave him the extra stamina and everything that just made him too tough for us. This is going to see a drop. It's only 1 star. How bad's the drop? Let's find out, and then we'll wrap up the episode. In the overall, it's a 5, 6, 8, 9 finish. It's good for points at least. 4 riders in the top 10, 1 in the top 5, but no time bonuses, as we just missed podium on each of the 2 competitive stages there. That part's going to hurt a little bit, because I don't think a 5th place is going to get us a plus. The failure has dropped us right back to where we were before Vuelta, just above the threshold. That Vuelta plus really helped us out. We did not get a plus for a top 5, but what we did get is I noticed this little sliver of a green bar showing up. Now Samuels, he was already maxed out here. But that Vuelta victory apparently has made Samuels finally a popular enough rider that we are getting some credit. I've got to make sure that he's in that last sponsor objective. If he's not, I need to swap somebody out and put him in to help offset anything there and give us a little boost along here to maybe offset a potential 1 star, because at this stage we only have 1 more. Anything after the last day of July, that's it. So Österreich Tour, 1 star, stage win. Not even a 2 pro, but we'll have to take it on. That one has more opportunities to get a stage win. I mean, there's 4 out of 5 stages that are non-sprints, including a mountain one. So we'll want to set up for that. And that one is coming up in a couple of weeks. Still have work to do, folks, but we finally get a little bit of a breakthrough in a positive way to help us out. We finished where we started the day, just barely into the it's all good stage. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.